Ende der 90er Jahre stellte Fendt in Nürnberg
At the end of the 1990s, Fendt presented the Vario 700 series in Nuremberg, which included the top-of-the-range 716 Vario with 160 horsepower. The large 900 tractors had already been around for a few years. There was a gap in the market. What did the folks at Fendt come up with?
Sepp, you've hit the nail on the head. They've always been good when it comes to high-tech in a compact design. The 716, which you mentioned, was of course a machine that couldn't cope with 200 horsepower in that form. So in 2002, they added the 815, 817, and 818 to the 700 series. Those had around 180 horsepower. But that still wasn't enough power for our Fendt customers in the market. The top model 820, introduced in 2006 with 205 horsepower, compact design, a small powerhouse. We had an empty weight of 7 tons and a gross weight of 12.5 tons. That meant no one could imagine a payload of over 5 tons in this form, which is why the model was always in first place in the tractor league between 2007 and 2011.
Which customers was the new top model intended for?
Due to its compactness and low power-to-weight ratio, the 820 was naturally aimed primarily at contractors. And this model gave us a market share of almost 50% among this customer group. And of course, normal farms that had used larger tractors in this power range in the past were also completely sold on this 820 model. It was the big hype on the market.
So what was so special under the hood?
At the time, we had a new 5.7-liter Deutz engine with 205 horsepower, the lowest fuel consumption, and, thanks to its compactness, high maneuverability, and compatibility in various areas of work, as well as a new operating concept in the cab with the corresponding operating aids. At the time, we were talking about Variotronic, or if we go back a step, the TMS, Tractor Management System. I drive using the accelerator pedal, the tractor controls everything. Then came Variotronic. I could save, implement settings, driver profiles, and finally, teach in sequences at the headland, or for other tasks could be saved. That was the gold standard in terms of compactness, and no other competitor came close.
Today, a cult model, stable in value. What do you think of the model today?
That's Fendt. Fendt has by far the highest sales price, but also by far the highest resale value. And the Vario 820 is an extreme example of this Fendt philosophy. We have a machine here that doesn't have AdBlue yet, so it still runs on pure diesel, which means that even now, after 13 years, these machines are still in demand on the used machine market, and people are paying exorbitant prices for this Fendt tractor.
Exactly.
But there's one more thing I have to tell you. Fendt tractors have always been a bit of an all-rounder. The only tractor that could burn cold-pressed rapeseed oil at that time was the 820 GreenTech. Here again, a big shout-out to our development department, which actually got carried away because all the politicians kept saying we had to press rapeseed oil and burn it in our own vehicles. So we built the vehicle with a dual-tank solution that ran on diesel. It worked with rapeseed oil and ran parked on diesel again. It was a great idea, but the politicians didn't play along. Tax changes meant we sold a huge number of GreenTech vehicles, 50 in total. And then it was over again.
Over for political reasons. Yes, overall, the Fendt 820 Vario is around 25 years old and already ranks among the cult models. It doesn't get any better than that.
Absolutely. Anyone who has one should keep it. It will only increase in value.